Afternoon, guys. It's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. It is December 17th, 2018, and boy, did I have a slew of downloads coming in this morning. I just finished up with everything I was getting, so God, I don't even know what time it's been hours, okay? So I'm going to share with you what was coming through. It's a lot of information, but really cool information. And Mary and Jesus were coming in a lot today, so I'm using my stone from the south of France, which was outside the Mary Magdalene cave. And so that will be grounding us today. And if everyone could take a deep breath, that'd be great. Okay. So being that it is, I don't have the sand art because there's a lot of stuff coming in with the read today, okay? A lot of messages about the read, there's sidelines to the read, just a lot of stuff came in. It was very cool, actually. It is the 17th, is the star, right? Hopes, dreams, your wishes coming true. It's about healing and about being a star, about being seen, shining your light. Okay? The day adds up to 40, which is a 4. The 17 is an 8. 8 of inner and outer strength, of 0 point, of that closed circuit flow within you. The manifestation abilities for your dreams to come true. It's the 7 of spirituality on the inside, the quiet before the storm, and then the 1 of the masculine focus, directness, leadership abilities, the selfishness on the outside, okay? That's the star. Using the very spiritual to power the leadership abilities on the outside. The 44 is not 44, but the 40/4, because it adds to a 4, is the Page of Cups. It's that source behind 4. 4 is all about earthly manifestation. 8 is like the higher octave of manifestation. We need 4 to survive on this planet. People who have Destiny 4s usually are very good at getting jobs and survival skills in this world, okay? Because you have to be selfish in this world to survive. So 4 is that lower octave of manifestation, really being good at existing in the 3D world. 8 takes it to the next level, okay? It's about manifesting your dreams, okay? Not just existing. So 44 comes up a lot today, and 44 is all about the masters. 33 and 44 are very much about the masters' energies and the angels, and mastering your abilities, your emotions, your thoughts, okay? Your physical reality. So all of this energy is coming up today. We have the star and the Page of Cups, which is all about beautiful, pure, innocent love. It's about the child and how perfect their hearts are. But it is a 4. It's about stability and structure. It's about discipline. And that goes hand in hand with moderation, okay? It's about reining in our energies so that we can control them and stay in our heart, stay in love, stay at 0 point, okay? So this is very beautiful energy today. It's about shining your pure light, okay? Your inner child light. But we have to be careful here because the Page of Cups also has to do with emotional immaturity. Because, right, what happens with a child who's left with no one watching him or her out of control, okay? Or the baby who's crying all day when left alone, okay? There needs to be support around that, okay? And that's how we mature. And also, since we have the Page of Cups and the star coming up, it's about child stars and the issues that they face, okay? Which didn't come up for me until now. That's definitely something that needs to come up now as a wound, an issue, you know, it's a big intention wound, okay? So, it is Monday, I believe. It's hard to keep track of what day it is. I think it's Monday. The sun's not really coming out here, but it's not a bad day. The energy is pretty good. Have a lot of stuff. It's very clear, you know, when we get near this 12:12 to 12:21 time period, it seems to me that for me, the messages start coming in a lot and more powerfully before the 21st of the quarter, okay, the solstices. Yeah, so I'm going to get right into it. Something about, like, just before, you know, the calm before the storm. I was getting that, like, with 59 is right before the hour. But I was also getting the peace after the storm, because there's a lot of conflict energies coming up for us to deal with, to us not to be afraid of, and to look for the peace beyond the storm. Not just the peace before the storm, the calm before the storm, but the peace that comes after the storm, after going through it, and being in your power. And we just hit 44, and it was just 545 as well. So that's the Four of Cups, the Five of Cups energies of grounding and integrating, of being bored, and then also of sadness and loss and grief, and letting go of those energies, but going through it, not pushing it down. So before I even get started, and I'm just dealing the cards, I have a bunch of little downloads that came through there. I was remembering a dream when I woke up this morning, which was about actually, that's the message for you guys. It was about having the ability to assist the masculine, but the masculine's not even seeing you as someone who'd be able to help them. That was the energy that was coming through in the dream that I was remembering this morning. That you're right there to help them, but they wouldn't even think of you as someone who could help them. Okay? But at the same time, that's an ego thing for the feminine, to be able to be in that position to help the masculine. So just be careful of those energies. And then something that came up in the past couple of days in my codes, in my downloads, was the number 50 and dolls. And then a friend of mine posted on their timeline today about their 50-year-old doll, and they were showing the new one that came out. So literally, what came up for me in my downloads just came back to me in a Facebook post. And I don't even look at Facebook very much, so for me to have seen her post, which was pretty cool that I got that. I also, this was interesting, I had a tag. You know how when you take your car in to get it fixed, and they put a number tag on your rearview mirror? Well, many, many years ago, I had a tag that was 44. Was it 44? It's 448, okay? And my life lesson number is 44/8. So I'd taken it down and I hung it on my doorknob. So one side is red in that number and the other side is green. And I've had it on my door, my bedroom door, for a long, long time, and I took it off today. I don't know why. I just felt like I should be taking it off today, and I just took it off my door and put it on my bureau. But then it comes up in the read today, okay? So as I'm shuffling and putting out the cards, I got first, and this was at 10:27 to 28, and I'm only going to tell you the times because the numbers were significant, because 27 and 28 are the Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands, which is, I always say, is the twin flames, right? And it's about that co-creation. You know, the Ace of Wands is all about creative energy, and the twins. So 27, 28 comes up first, and I was getting smooth sailing, two cuts in one, fluttered together, aligned. So there's a lot of energy coming in about two and coming to one, and a fluttering together, which I thought was really beautiful. It was very light, the shuffle was very smooth, but alignment was coming in here. And then at 10:29, smooth cards flipped out. So there may be someone who flips out. And then at 10:33, I got literally good catch between my legs. You can take that how you want, but it was specific because in the three cards, the cards that I caught between my legs, they were all together aligned, and there were three. And then the other three that came out were all aligned, and they were three. And this was at 10:33, which is the Christ energy, 33. Good catch between my legs, okay? And, you know, besides the sexual connotation, it's, you know, all about the quanta energy and the ability to give life, okay? But the 3 cards that aligned fell between my legs, I caught, and then 3 other cards came off the deck aligned. So there's a lot of alignment coming in here. And then this was at 37 to 38, which is the King and Queen of Cups, okay? So now we have alignment of the 1 and 2 of Wands and the King and Queen of Cups, and we're in the 10s. And 10s is the Wheel of Fortune, destiny, good news, and the center of the read today is the Wheel of Fortune. It's out of your control. It's in the hands of destiny. So then also at 10:38 comes out the Romance Angel cards. 3 cards, again 3. 3 and 3, and now 3 more cards. 3, 6, 9. And at the time of that, I was thinking of things that were hurtful to me when I would see other people with their twins, where the masculine would say something with their twin next to them about the karmic that they were with, something loving about them, like, but anyway, it doesn't matter what was said. It was just how hurtful it was to me that they said this in front, you know, with next to their twin, because it was kind of like a disloyalty to them, saying that to everyone. It was just hurtful to me. But that, it wasn't just one set of twins, it was multiple sets of twins where the masculine has said something very hurtful. And it's always in the beginning of their union. It's not like ongoing. But in the beginning of the union, the masculine says something hurtful right next to their feminine, and they have no idea how insensitive they're being. So, but that thought was coming up when the Romance Angels cards were coming up, which is interesting, as paralleling which cards came up, but about the masculine needing to be more sensitive to the feminine, and can be insensitive. So you need to know this when you come together with your masculine, because, you know, our skin needs to be a little bit tougher about that stuff as well. Then when I did the next deck, that was also smooth, but I was also getting release, and that was 10:39 to 41, and 39 is the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups, and then 41, which is the Ace of Cups. All right, it's about self-love, spirituality, and new love, big love. And then at 10:43, which is the coming together, which I really see as the union, as the 3 of Cups, came up Adam and Eve, which came up in my read the other day. And at 10:44, bridge over troubled water, right? The 40 bridge, but also the bridge of the connection between the two, the cords that connect the twins. And here we are at 44. All right, so 33's come up and 44, which are, you know, are master numbers. Then as I dealt the cards of the feminine and the energies around her, I was getting a nervous stomach. So there's some nervous energies around this coming together. And then also Egypt timelines were coming up again, as well as Mary Magdalene and France. So it's Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and this, when I was in the south of France, is very much the energy there. And also the Sphinx was coming up, and the black and white of it. So very much the energies, if you're thinking about going somewhere and you want to go on a trip, I'm being guided to you know, recommend Egypt or France, those energies. Also in this read, Greece and Rome were coming up as well. And Hawaii's been coming up this week. So, but any of those places, you know, they're very significant places for us to clear timelines. So then the read was done. I finished putting out the cards from 10:48 to 49, which is very significant because that's all about mastery of emotions. 48 is the 8 of Cups to the 9 of Cups, 49, which is that walking away and going within. You know, walking away from old emotions to go within and master yourself. The 49 is getting your wish because you're sovereign and you're emotionally satisfied. You're content. You're happy. Okay, and you're able to share all of that with others. So then we get into the read. So this was at 10:48 to 49, and Spirit's connecting with me. The major arcana were the Wheel of Fortune, the Shadow, and it's the Great Wheel in this deck. The Shadow, which is the devil in this deck, is the Shadow, and also Solar Deity, which is the Sun in this deck. and the Hanging Man, which is the Hanged Man, and the after the read card was the Strength card, which is Strength. But in this deck, it's not a lion, it's a tiger. Okay. So the cards that came up, there were 2 swords, 3 wands, 1 pentacle, 1 cup. So not too bad, pretty evenly distributed, so pretty well balanced. More wands than the others, so there may be more physical activity or more passionate energy today, and a little bit of swordy energy. So not like towery energy, but you know, there could be a little, you know, somebody might trigger somebody else today, but nothing major. No court cards came up at all. No court cards, so no people came up in the Divine Feminine read today, but I got a lot of messages. So it wasn't about the people, it was about the messages today. The numbers that came up were triple tens, which never comes up for the feminine. Triple tens. 101010, which is about the vibration. 101010. That's also triple endings. 10 into the beginnings. So tens are really the bridge to the new beginning. It's not the ending. Nines are endings. So I also got 3-4, shut the door. 8-9, just in time. 10-10-10, and I got the triangle of change. Begin again. And a whole new world. The numbers, so those numbers came up. The 10-10-10, 23-11 came up, as well as 4-9-8, 44-10, 33, like I said before, 116, but these were all, and I'm losing my voice, we're adding to 8. Because 116 is 8. The number 8 came up in the read, in the coding, but also 9 and 1 came up, so 9 minus 1 is 8, and then 4 and 4 came up, which is also 8. So there's a lot about 8, but also 7. Let's see here. 7 came up a little bit, but it was more about 8, but it's about the 7 and 8 combined, because the 7 is the calm before the storm, and 8 is the storm, and staying at 0 point. But 7 need to come up to show, you know, just for you to see that comparison. The quiet before the storm, the calm before the storm, and then the 6 of Swords, you know, getting to the peace after the storm, and then we were just hitting 1744, okay? So that's the star, and Atlas, or the weight of the world upon your shoulders, the 4 of Cups. That boredom of grounding and integrating. Not being satisfied with what you have. Going from that 4, you want to get to the 9, where you're completely satisfied with what you have emotionally. So the coding, so 8's coming up, also the triangle is coming up, because that's specific to what's coming up in the read. The numerology deck cards that were coming up, so the read was all about physical activity, moderation, and compassion. Again, staying active, staying at 0 point, and being compassionate. Okay, and that's all about alignment. Some of the messages I was getting, the whole new world was vibrating to the masculine and feminine vibrations, aligning into one. So again, that's 2 into 1. I was getting a 4th, so someone, not 1/4, although that could be for someone a quarter. Maybe someone's watching football or something. So quarters are coming up, but also a 4th, like someone's 4th. And I was getting our 2 short of 1. And that was interesting. It was like coming up the number 98, that it was 2 short from 100, which is really 1. And then I was getting 2 short of 1 is -1, right? So if you take 2 away from 1, it's -1, which is 1 to 1. To rest in quiet for you guys, that it's out of your hands, that Jesus is aligning compassion right now. And Pi was coming up, which is the alignment of the inner self, okay? The masculine and feminine within you. So I guess Jesus is working on that with the men right now, aligning compassion. So it was telling the feminines to rest in quiet, meditate, that it's out of your hands, but to rest, definitely, and meditate. about physical activity in moderation and compassion. The Four of Orbs was coming up, which is very much of a meditation and rest card, and also the Hanging Man. All right, to hang out and be wise, because we're in December now, which is the Hangman, but it is all about seeing new perspectives. But also, there's a time to be still and just be wise, and not make a move. You know, with the seasons, with the time, to allow things to go naturally. Wait for your guidance. So then I was getting the number 4 to the nth degree as part of this coding. That the Hermit, to stay home and, you know, rest, to be strong, rest and meditation. So another 4 was coming up. We have 4 and 4 in the codes. Destined to be half source, half man. All right, and I was getting half Jesus, and Jesus was definitely coming here into the coding, and half aging man. Okay. So to remember, this is who you are, you know, that the twins are, you know, hybrids in a sense, and we're not fully human, not like everyone else. We're different than that. We're more source. Okay, half source, half man. I don't know if it's exactly half, but that was the idea that was coming through. Then at 11:11, complete mastery over our physical world. 44. One-to-one source human. Okay, so again, 44 is all about your masters. It's about you being master. You are the master. You're one-to-one. Your source to man. Your masculine to feminine. Your pi. Your integration within. And then right after that at 11:13, I was guided to write down the 7 and 8s that were coming up. 7, 8, lay them straight. That's alignment. So then now I'm getting into these messages they're bringing me. It feels like I started to read the cards, and some of the pictures I was arranging them were giving me messages already. That the masculine feels like half a man with only one foot, with a right peg leg and crutches. And then I was led into Peggy and Al Bundy. It was perfect. Spirit just cracks me up, because there's not stuff just about Al and Peggy. There's also stuff about the Wizard of Oz coming up here. So a lot of stuff was coming in, paralleling the two. So again, it's showing us Al as the divine masculine and his karmic, feeling like half a man with only one foot, without his right peg leg, or Peggy, and his other crutches. Okay? That Peggy is his crutch for Al. The wrong, and also yellow and green were coming up, that this is the wrong shade of green, that it's too yellow. The heart chakra is too close to the solar plexus. It's not fully heart-based, okay? I mean, although, you know, Peggy can be sweet, it's misaligned, all right? I was in Spirit's connecting with me. That yellow plus green was coming up as, you know, you are the crutch. Because yellow is your solar plexus, it's about your confidence, your ego. And then green is not only heart, but it's about money, okay? So if the heart isn't aligned properly, it's saying if it's too much into ego, then it comes out the wrong green, and then it becomes all about ego, attention, and luxuries and money, okay? So that's that greed thing. Pretending to be, this is what came up, pretending to be as pure as the driven snow, right? Al and Peggy. And the white clouds above. And then I was getting that not only the green is too yellow, but it needs to stay air on the other side, but the yellow must be more gold. The solar plexus must air on the side of the sacral chakra, into the navel and sacral chakra, that orange. You want gold, okay? Because then I was getting, they were showing me now how this was coming together, and I brought this together the other day about how there's a triangle from the heart to the ovaries, okay? The triangle is really, I was saying, from the solar plexus, but the point of the triangle would start at the bottom of the heart chakra and extend out to the 2 ovaries. So what do you get in the mid, smack in the middle of this triangle is the solar plexus, the ego. It was showing me the heart, the 2 ovaries, and then this big hole in the middle, which is the solar plexus, or the ego, because this is the connection point for our cords between the twins. It's the entry point where the ego is, and what happens in the human body where there's an entry point. That's the weak spot, right? It becomes vulnerable. So, taking all of this, we start going into the read, and it's going to elaborate on this. So we start the actual read here. It's 11:28. 28 is the twin flames, okay? It's the 2 of wands. The end of pain is to get past our thoughts. And the number 24 was coming up here. But I was like, well, is it really 24? Or is it, because there was 2 and 4. But was it really 2 of that, or was it 1.5 of that and 4? 2 of that, 1.5 of the other. That might be coming up too. But then I crossed out 24 and wrote 1.5 out of 4, which is actually 38. 24 is the Queen of Wands, and 38 is the Queen of Cups. It was elevating the status of the Queen, but we'll get into that in a minute as well. So to end the pain is to get past our thoughts. But 44, or mastering, can be difficult, right? Because 4 is F our thoughts, right? F-O-U-R. F our thoughts. It can be difficult. But if you take our thoughts and you add F, which is 6, which is love, you still have a space, something missing there, you know, and you're saying F our thoughts. But then if you add an L of love to the F hour, which then becomes FL hour, or flower, you get flower. Okay? So as you add love to our thoughts, it becomes a flower. Hour plus love, F plus hour, or more love plus L equals flower. I didn't even notice this before. I wrote it down, I didn't even notice it. So first it comes out as flour, as the ingredient flour, F-L-O-U-R. And then I wrote add 1 cup, and I did not even parallel that to baking and flour, okay? I wrote flour, add 1 cup, and that becomes 2 cups and expansion, okay? So when you change flour from F-L-O-U-R to F-L-O-W, 2 cups, 2 holy grails, and E, E-R, E is 5 of expansion. So if you add 2 cups and expansion, the flower, F-L-O-U-R, becomes the flower, F-L-O-W-E-R, which is a blossoming, an opening, beauty, life, and death. So also a pattern here in Spirits Connecting with Me was showing me how when I jumped from the 24 of the Queen of Wands to the 38 of the Queen of Cups, there's a 14 difference there, because each suit, you know, there's 14 cards in each suit, but 14 is the Temperance card. It's the Angel card. It's of patience and balance, which comes up again in here. But it was coming up as 14 is a very critical number. It's not only between the queens, but 14 is the difference between all of the like cards. So that 14 is between each queen, 14 between each king, and so on and so on. There's 14. The Queen of Swords is talking about looking back and the disconnect due to pain of being half of the union. So only 4 as opposed to 4, 4/8. Okay? So There's 14 of each suit, from the ace to the king. All of the same are connected by 14, which is the temperance, the angel, the patience, the balance. The queens are 24, 38, 52, and 66. They're the even numbers. The O2, the high priestess, the crown. The kings are 23, 37, 51, and 65. The odd numbers, the 1, 3, the death card, the crown. Even though they are the complements to each other, they are the same. The high priestess is the crown and death is the crown, right? The entry point and the exit point, both are the same. Strong or sharing messages of truth can sting from the Queen of Swords. You get what you energetically pay for. In other words, you reap what you sow. So Al Bundy and Peggy, love and marriage. Al complains that they're always complaining or wanting something from him, as he dreams of something else that he doesn't feel worthy of. His hand in his pants is healing his sacral chakra. He's holding his energy over his sacral chakra. He has sexual or creative wounds, and that's why he blocks Peggy. He's blocking himself from true sexual intimacy and creativity, but he's healing himself as he keeps his hand there. He gives them a house and some pocket money, and they give him personality that he lost with his high school football days, his stardom, thinking that he'll never be greater than that they are his crutch for attention, for meals, for housework, for security, and he is their crutch for money and safety, and Spirit's connecting with me. The ego of yellow solar plexus without expanding to the heart and sacral chakras. Hearts of green are misplaced in too much yellow, in greed and grasping, and the masculine solar plexus confidence when it's too green or going up too much without the gold of creativity and sexual intimacy. The triangle today from the bottom of the heart to the ovaries focuses on the heart-ovary connection. The solar plexus entry point in the middle, where there's an opening in the human body, where there is weakness and vulnerability between the twins. The ego center, the portal, the omega. And you notice that the omega, when seen as a portal, is an incomplete heart. Because the small omega, there's the capital letter and then the small letter. The small, the capital is the horseshoe, and then the small one is a W. It's the 2 cups. It's the Holy Grail. The 2 Holy Grails. The boobs and the butt. The Holy Grail. Okay? So this portal, or the omega, is coming up as the capital is the portal, but the small case letter is coming up as the 24. I mean, the definition of it is the 24th letter, the last letter of the Greek alphabet, and that's from enwikipedia.org. In the Greek numeric system, it's also called isopsophy, or I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's like the leaf of a flower. It's pointy at both ends. Okay, it's like an oval, but it's pointy at both ends. And the value of the omega is 800. Okay, we're talking about 8 today, and the zeros are source energy, so you have double source energy backing up the 8 here with the omega portal. So don't forget, you always have this open connection, not only your crown connection, but your portal, the cord between you and your twin. Their vulnerability points. And then there was something else that came up in looking up omega, was omega engineering, having to do with the watch. But it came up as temperature, what they do, temperature, pressure, flow, and level, data acquisition, and more. That this is the point of this connection. Peggy sees herself as the Queen of Wands, and Al as the 6 of Wands, saving the day. She's the sexy Queen of Wands, And he's the one riding in, saving the day. He gets to be the one who comes home and everyone runs to, because he brings home the bread, the money. So I was getting sex and save, which is all about root survival issues. All right, so these are all root chakra issues, the lower chakras. Offering truth to others without access to this information, the Holy Trinity is held in high esteem. The Omega portal in lowest or root chakra energy, and the solar plexus as the center of the angels, or the angel humans, half source and half human. So it was kind of showing us that the Omega was representing our root chakra, where our Kundalini awakens, and then our crown, and then the center of us, which is the connection from you to your twin, as the solar plexus, or the half source, half human, leading the way, bridging the two worlds, creating their own third world through the etheric cord that they share from this area. And then I was getting solar heart hub, which is pretty cool, right? Because it's really the heart, solar plexus connection, the access to the twin. So the twin to twin bridge as the 3D to 5D, 4D bridge, as within, so without. That the bridge is connection. It's the leap, the egg, the sperm, the quanta, the not seen, but not required to be seen at the physical level. Each half of the union journeys through pain to master it, like coming home from the war without PTSD. Mastery of healing through the pain, not pushing it down. Suffering in silence while giving to others is resistance, a stenosis or a clot that blocks your natural flow. You avoid the tower, but you prolong the inevitable. Or you can allow the pain or sadness, the regret, the shame, the guilt, the anger, to pass through you, seeing it so it can become present from your subconsciousness into your consciousness in order for you to release it. Allow the flow from the subconscious to the consciousness in order to release. 0 point I'm trying to figure out what this word I wrote was, but 0 point is all about keeping the turbulence at a minimum, perpetually aligning with the higher vibrations of love, staying close in a small vibration, right? The 1 2 1 2, instead of going from the 1 to the 9, 1 to the 9, which makes you go to the other end, right? You know, the hangover after you've been drinking too much. The Egyptian timelines, as well as Greek, Roman, and Mary and Jesus, need to be felt right now, coming from experience to lead the way. So if you're being guided to go to one of these places, that's the reason, because you need to experience it in order to teach it, okay? So help leading others. You're doing this to help lead others through their grief. The underlying energies for the feminine today coming up, it was just 3813, which is about death, which is the portal energy, and the 38 is the Queen of Cups. So it's all about the divine feminine going through this portal energy right now. The underlying energy from Romance Angels was the flirt card, all right? It's about extending your light-hearted energy. And the card underneath that was the wedding, which is that the situation involves marriage. So of course it does, all right? It's a divine marriage. You're already connected, okay, in your etheric bodies. At the full moon, the Wicked Witch is dead. And I love how the cards were showing me this. I was literally getting the feet under the house. The Wicked Witch is dead, but her tights or legs are red, and her slippers are white. As 3 people or parties of 3 become 2 plus 1 energy. The Knight, or the King of Swords, the King of Swords feels regret for his romantic tie. As the full moon sheds light on the trophy wife, the Lobster found his pearl, the High Priestess, and with the keys, the tools for blowing bubbles as opposed to breaking bubbles. Glenda the Good Witch, Dorothy's higher self that was actually with her all along. Oz wasn't really what Dorothy or the wizard really dreamed of. And Spirit's connecting with me. It just took the guys a little longer to figure out that they wanted to go home. After all, the cat loves her feet. Karmic completion is the underlying energy. For the Divine Feminine, the card underneath that was spiritual career. So it's all about karmic completion. So wrapping up your stuff for all those feminines who are still in karmic jobs that no longer serve them, or in a karmic relationship that no longer serves them. Underneath that was underlying your spiritual career, so allowing that to come out. Sapphire gems, eyes, handles, buttons, buzzers, light switches, and ribbons. Ebony. I wasn't even getting ebony and ivory then, but ebony and ivory. But ebony gold pens, chains, and bracelets were coming up here. The pen is mightier than the sword. Blue ribbons, blue rays, and blue eyes adorn the night sky, recovering the truth from stormy weather. As then I was getting 2 plus 2.5 plus 2.5 equals 5. And then 2 aces, 2 sticks, 2 holes in 1. And the holes can be construed as portals as well. Lasers, knives, and pens are the tools of the trade here. So you see all these gem tones were coming up. A lot of the sapphire, emerald, golds, and reds, the ruby reds were coming up. The energies and all the underlying energies, the different signs that were coming up, were most of them. There was a couple that weren't there, but Libra, Scorpio, Cancer, Aries, Taurus, Pisces, Leo, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Capricorn all came up within the first half of the read, the underlying energies and the going into the first half of the read. I was also getting not just the 2.5 plus 2.5, and I'm not sure that reference, so that must be for someone specific, but I also was getting 2.5 plus 4.5 equals 7. And of course 5 is about expansion and change and freedom, and 7 is all about that spirituality, the quiet before the storm. All right, so the quiet before the storm is like that, is the space between the words, the space between the letters. It's the quanta. And I just got a flash of light. Okay, so that was significant. So we're having the 5 and the 7 here because one is the catalyst and the other is the spirit behind it, right? The calm before the storm, and how we get to one from the other, and then how we come back from one from the other. And like I explained before with the quantum leap, how you got from needing to explosively cry in grief to the moment after the storm, where all of a sudden you're seeing things from a different perspective and you no longer have this need, this explosive need to cry. Okay, it was just 4242, which is the 2 of Cups. That's that seeing eye to eye and coming together. So emerald and gold gems of pentagrams, or the Christmas star, magenta bulbs or tulips, lights going up, Christmas lights, or tulips, 2 lips, and mistletoe, holy or holly mistletoe. Also twinkle toes was coming up here. Batman is over his grief and releasing creative blocks and sexual frustrations without choice of path. Only one road back to Kansas, a quantum leap of faith in love. Recently, after all is said and done, frustration, in need of energy and education, opportunity, or invitation, there's passionate feelings that are now expressed. There possibly is a heated exchange for the karmic completion, or to let go of past grief with the twin. The foundation is all about unity consciousness today, ending commitments to the old establishment by expressing feelings of authenticity, even if it hurts, coming from the Queen of Pentacles, the Divine Feminine, in her truth to the journeying man, the Divine Masculine. It could be her karmic as well. The truth needs to be said. The heart's kept open to it all, the light and the shadow aspects. A lot of the root clearing is ahead, okay? As you come into union, there's still going to be some root clearing. Centrally, it's out of your hands. The atom and Eve, like ice cream and nuts, the perfect complement. King of Wands reversed, may be exhausted or angry, is free and opens his heart to find strength in another world. Destined to connect, the Empress new love to the family. The challenge being for the Divine Feminine, her thoughts, needing peace and quiet to meditate. And what will happen in the connection, it was just 4444. what will happen when they come together? It was 4444, right when I said the union coming together. The Divine Feminine worried that she won't have peace and quiet, if there's other kids involved, to do her meditation, or maybe not be able to focus on her work, her spiritual work, or may not be able to work at all due to the situation, whatever she comes into, whether it's extended family or children, whatever the case. In coming together to co-create with the devil was coming up here, so it's about the shadow side, okay, or a Capricorn, or just working with your shadow side reflected back to you all the time. The Empress with new love and kids may be choosing a path of creativity and new passion with their twin. Or now the family, Mary Magdalene and his mother, a bit detached from her heart, or the Divine Feminine may be detached in order to love and care for her own children that she is presently very passionate about. Okay, so it was about a coming together of the masculine wanting to bring the feminine together into his family, and maybe worried about the mother or someone in the family, or they may not match. He may not think that, so he might be foreseeing issues with that. But also the Divine Feminine, it could be with her family and mother as well, but also about her role as mother in caring for her own children. So present and open to the unknown destiny of her family legacy and her mother for the Divine Feminine. The family at the holidays, Jesus and Mary and Mother Mary. All right, so this is you and your twin and how you're dealing with your families at the holidays and Mother Mary. So it's definitely about the mother coming up. Pending a new life at the new moon, and excited, inspired, like a little kid on Christmas Eve. Putting down swords with devilish family members, the Queen of Swords reversed with biting or underhanded words or slights, allowing everyone's shadow side at this point without option. The Empress Mother and her baby boy who no one is good enough for. The player or the go-getter who is elusive, intrusive, or what did I write there? Or maybe indecisive, or who apologizes for no affection, or now apologizes for having been cruel due to his own insecurities, not choosing the path of patience, or now choosing the path of patience, or choosing now to be the path of the angel, at least around family right now, or around their mother. Okay, so maybe they're being angelic, but only around family and mother, but then not necessarily in other situations. There is a leap, so the mother always sees him as her little angel, but he's not always that way. There is a leap taken away from family and mother. So whether this is the masculine or the feminine, there's definitely a leap away from the family or mother for self-love, for new love, with King of Pentacles hero, suffering from the truth, but not the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God, or silent treatment, or stalking, spying, having nightmares, or maybe suffering from just immature communication or a problem child, controlling mother, breast cancer issues or breast implant issues, or just a dream girl from another world. Soon for the Divine Feminine, there's light at the end of the tunnel as the King of Swords finds happiness with a new family, coming out of dysfunctional family, family legacy, or big financial loss. The Hermit, Virgo, Wise Man, or Doctor exposed everything to a Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups may have been thrown off kilter a little bit by this information, this news, and may need a moment. The Queen of Wands looked fine. They're both upright, but the Queen of Wands may need a moment. She looked like she might pass out. So if you know a water sign person or someone who tends to be more like soft emotions, not like the Queen of Wands emotions, which would be really, boisterous. But the soft person, if they look like they're going to pass out, they might need a moment. Burdens are ending, dropped, or confessions are made of a new passion and now starting from scratch. The Divine Feminine is the shadow. She's seeing herself as the shadow, the web. Also, wedded bliss came up here for some reason. I don't know why in the shadow, but wedded bliss came up here. Very well connected as her shadow, understanding the framework of coming together, and awakened with ideas, waiting for the Divine Masculine magician to provide his magical manifestation abilities. The cards that came up for the Divine Feminine were pay attention to the red flags, which is all about signs and synchronicities and following your guidance. So you need to stay attuned to that, as well as the unrequited love, right? Because we're letting go of that part. And then the third card was getting to know each other. So when coming back around, being able to pay attention to the signs and synchronicities and follow your guidance and your knowing to now get to know each other truly. Around the Divine Feminine is happiness, celebrations, and friends and work parties. Destiny awaits, battles are ended, levitating above at 6D, 6 rays of light, 2 cups, and the 9. The wise one, the hermit, the Virgo, or the professional. 29 also comes up here, which is all about being present. You know, not looking for the outcomes, now being present. But also it's about giving and receiving presence. Clearing block about exposure. For the Divine Feminine, she needs to clear blocks about being exposed, like full exposure, overexposure. Also high energy, so it may be difficult to be around high energy, especially explosive children, or actually other twins who have very high energy. That comes up for people as well, because it can be very triggering. All right, we're not to go to either extreme of too much excitability or too much sorrow. Okay, both can be triggering. Staying close to 0 point. But clear the blocks about having fun. Clear blocks about being in your power, even when you're cold, hurt, or alone, or feeling abandoned. Blocks of having everything. Blocks of having nothing. And being stubborn, lazy, or not working. If you want to be lazy, be lazy. If you want to not work, don't work. If you are able to do that, don't have a block about it. The cards that came out for the main part of the read for the numerology deck were physical activities, moderation, and compassion, just like I said before. Very important to have all three, all right? To be physical, to do some exercise or at least walking. Have some passion, but in moderation. So passion's coming up, but also compassion, okay? Be compassionate. Cutting cords with victim mentality of loss, obsession, and grief, and lack of reciprocity. Hanging out in wisdom, still, healing your blocks, and rightly anger still may be coming up for you. The Divine Feminine may need to end a cycle with her mother, who could have been cold. Finding happiness alone with self-love and new love, while the twin and or children are still in heartbreak or in separation or lack mentality, victim mentality, you know, going through that disconnection of self and source, okay? Or just knowing how to be happy when kids or twin are in other physical locations. Knowing the truth of our 5D world together, that it cannot be broken, that the cord cannot be broken. The truth in the tiger's eye. There's something about tiger's eye, the stone coming up as well. And right at that moment, a loud helicopter flew over, and that was 1:59 again, the minute before the hour, right? The calm before the storm. And then right after that, so it's the moment before peace. So I wasn't getting the calm before the storm. This is where I was getting the storm comes before the peace. So you have to go through the storm to get to the other side. And then sirens were in the distance, and then they started coming closer and closer, getting louder as we got to 2 o'clock. All right, 2 is the High Priestess, the intuitive one, with a lot of support from Source. Coming closer to the action. All right, and the end messages for the Divine Feminine were all about be wise, be strong, be complete. You are wise, you are strong, you are complete, you are in your truth. You are children in the garden of life. The eye of the tiger, the thrill of the fight is coming up. Rocky. And it was just 44 again. 53, 44 is the catapult. They're both 8s. Okay? 53 is the catapult. And 5 and 8 are greased lightning. And it was just 53, 55, which is the truth. Nothing but the truth. Okay? So just be ready for conflict. There's nothing to fear. It's knowing that you're in your knowing at every moment. And that you stand up for yourself or you walk away. You know, those are your choices. And being love at all times, okay? And loving yourself first when you need to. Healing conflict, implementing dreams, synchronicities, guidance, and orchestrating heaven in their eyes, peace of mind and heart. In your knowing with your antenna up. Okay? Got your antenna up. All right, so that was the read, and I'm going to pull you some quick oracle cards as well. Boy, I was like drained after doing that read. There's a lot coming in. All right, so take a deep breath, everybody. Clear it away, clear it away. Clear it away. Okay, so for everyone watching, for the highest and best good of all those concerned, this December 17, 2018, what are the messages? What are the messages? What are the messages? Too many cards. I'm going to take them. All right. The bottom of the deck is Fire Dragons, number 7. There were 3 cards that came out, so I had to take them because it was all about the 3s today, right? Fire Dragons at the bottom of the deck is number 7, all right? That calm before the storm. The affirmation for Fire Dragons is I invoke Fire Dragons to clear my path to ascension, so it's all about transmutation, okay? 7 is the Chariot. You know, it's powerful. The Violet Flame. The 3 cards that came out for you guys, Mother Mary's Aquamarine Mantle. Okay, so in talking about the colors, for me, this is all about staying between the heart, more to the throat, erring on that side, as opposed to coming down, which is more the green-yellow. So the green aqua as opposed to the green-yellow. And Mother Mary, of course, was coming up today in the south of France, and mothers, and my mother's Mary. So a lot of stuff about Mother Mary today. Aquamarine Mantle. And marine, of course, is water, life. 52 comes up here as the Queen of Swords. She's missing her water life, right? Because there's no cups in the Queen of Swords. I mean, she's integrated that, but she's not showing any emotions. She's being very truthful and honest, but not emotional and loving, you know, not open-hearted. So it's all about that 52 energy of Mother Mary, right? She's very about truth, but she's been hurt a lot. So she needs to open up her heart again. And it's another 7. The Wondrous Universal Angel and Spirits Connecting. Wondrous Universal Angel Mary radiates her high-frequency aquamarine light through the universes. She spreads compassion, empathy, kindness, healing, and love. Mother Mary suggests you open your heart and offer everyone who touches your path these higher qualities. Then she will grace you by placing you, she'll be planting you too, her aquamarine mantle in your aura. You're reminded that there is only love, so there is nothing to forgive. As you wear this mantle, you become a force for healing and light, and the angels will sing blessings over you. And it's all about the angel. We just had 4444. That's the angels. The affirmation is, I wear Mother Mary's mantle of love and enfold others in it. Okay, so you are to be the walking symbol of love. Mother Mary. The second card that came out was Unicorns. All right, and unicorn's number 22. 22 is the Fool. In the Divine Triangle, it's the 4. Again, we have 4. 4s and 8s were big today. We just had 44 again. 57 is the 3 of Swords. It's about that separation. So 22 is about, the Fool is, you know, he is, so within, you know, as within, so without. He is who he is. He's 2 and 2, which is all about the feminine energy, right? The open heart. See, you know, being a good mediator, being one with all, because he's one-to-one with everyone. It's the 4 energy of being able to exist on this earth, the Fool, but he hasn't really mastered yet. The Unicorns. When you think about unicorns, your frequency rises and you attune to them. These pure white, 7th dimensional ascended horses are touching you as you read this card. They have come to you because you have the sole desire to serve humanity or the planet. Bathe yourself in their energy and they will give you the dignity, confidence, and strength to do what is right. And what's coming up for you is the messages at the end. Other people will sense this and respond to it. Unicorns grant wishes to the pure of heart, so ask them to bring something significant to you now. The affirmation is, I connect with the unicorns, okay, about wishes and being pure of heart. All right, we were talking, today is the Star and the Page of Cups, okay, all about that pure love and shining your light. Third card that you guys got were Archangel Metatron, which is 27, the Ace of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. That came up as well, and Metatron is the overseeing angel of the masculines. And 27 is a 1 of the masculine energy. It's the 7 of spirituality, that calm before the storm. On the inside, you know, it's contained energy. It's like that, you know, it's the blast before it happens, right? The contained energy. 7 of spirituality, that's what that is, the Chariot energy. It's that, it's controlled energy so that you can use it and it supplies its way. And then The 27 on the outside is the 2 of the feminine energy, being a good mediator, seeing both sides of the situation and not choosing sides. This is the 1 of the passion energy. You are blessed to receive this card, for the mighty universal angel Metatron, who is coordinating the ascension of the planet, is touching you. He is illuminating your aura with his golden orange light. All right, so now we have golden orange coming up. This is confirming what we were talking about, the colors earlier. You don't want to err to the side of the green yellow. You want to err to the side of the yellow orange or gold. He is illuminating your aura with his golden orange light as he works with your stellar gateway chakra. Your message is to relax and allow Metatron's wings to enfold you. Ask to visit him at his ascension retreat in Luxor during meditation or sleep so that you can receive his guidance. Okay, and this could be about giving and receiving gifts as well. This may come as a thought, a whisper, or a feeling. Okay, Metatron and Luxor. You want to try connecting with that tonight or today when you meditate. When you ask sincerely for help on your ascension journey, Metatron will open new doors for you and guide you. And the affirmation is, I attune to Archangel Metatron today. Okay, so some really amazing energies there. And they were 1, 4, and 7. And then the Fire Dragons was 7. And then from the Past Life deck. All right, so we have the Past Life deck. Take another deep breath, guys. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. And 3 cards had come out too, so it was 1, 3, 4, and 7 coming out there. So again, for this December 17, 2018, everyone take a deep breath. What is the advice for everyone for the highest and best good of others concerned? Okay. 3 cards came out. And also a 4th one kind of came out on the side. The communal living is at the bottom. Okay, so it's about communal living, coming together as one. And farm is under the communal living, so it's very much about natural living, organic living, Mother Nature, since Mother was coming up again. Okay, and the 3 cards that came out for you guys were Medicine Man or Woman, and it's just 102, 01, and then 02, okay, which is very much about the high vibration. Medicine Man or Woman, and you have a dream catcher there. The star today, we're catching our dreams. We also have authority figures, all right, so this is about court and the gavel and putting your foot down. And any wounds with authority figures, it's 10222, okay? So Greco-Roman is, again, the Colosseum, and I always get Lincoln Memorial with this. But it's very much about the ancient, and like I said again, Greece and Rome came up in addition to Egypt and France. And so we have Medicine Man or Woman. So it's, and there's definite shaman energy here. So you have the shaman energy, you have the establishment energy with the courts, and then you have the political energies of the Lincoln Memorial, and just, you know, Greece and Roman. And then the fights within them, you know, because the Colosseum, that's big, those are big fights. So there's huge things being settled now, whether it's in court, whether it's in politics, whether it's in health issues. There are big battles being ended right now, okay? Whether it's a health battle, whether it's a court battle, whether it's a government or establishment battle, okay? This is clearly what this is about. This is also the 4th card that came out, in case you weren't sure. It's all about the male-female connection, okay? And aligning yourselves, because when you sit spine to spine, you align your energies, okay? So it's about the masculine and the feminine aligning their energies, going through these battles that they need to walk through, the pain that they need to walk through. And there's actually stars and sparkles around the gavel. I never really noticed that before. There's sparkles around the gavel, which means the court cases will be settled, okay? Dreams will come true. You have a dream catcher in the health issues. Dreams will come true. You have the sun breaking through in the political arena, okay? Sun's shining through, breakthroughs, okay? So there's really great energy, very powerful energy here. in staying aligned. Make sure you guys stay aligned, okay? That's why there was so much alignment coming up today. Because it's really up to the twins to try to help everyone stay aligned, okay? Not just themselves. Now for the journey of love. Everyone take another deep breath. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. Okay. There's a lot of red in the, I'm just noticing the reds and oranges and yellows from the cover of this. Alright, so for everyone, this December 17, 2018, what is the advice for the best and highest good of all those concerned? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? What is the advice? What is the advice? Is that it? Yep. Actually, there's two. There's three. They want me to read you a lot. Alright, the bottom of the deck is 54, which is Earth Angel. They wanted threes again because it's threes, threes, and threes, okay? Earth Angel 54. Alright, really beautiful colors, rainbow colors. Okay, all your chakras, not just your upper chakras. To incorporate them all when you are an Earth Angel, okay? Yes, we've been working on our upper chakras, but we need to incorporate everything to be human, okay? 54 is the Page of Swords, so it's all about communication, but it can be news or messages, which is coming through in the court cases, in the political arena, and the health news, okay? But it's also about immature communication, so make sure you're clear. But you could also be getting small messages. It can be small communications, but it also could be immature communications, so just make sure you're clear. And I love, that's one of my favorite pictures in this deck. It's really beautiful. The three cards that came out for you guys, and that was a 9. This is Just for a Moment Joy. And this is 46, which is the Children in the Garden, so that came up in the read. It's also a 1, so another 1, very strong masculine energy, but it's about that child masculine energy, that really beautiful open heart, like, that asks questions about everything. Which is this picture, right? Look at her. The little kid running around with her arms up in the air. Yay! It's about the children in the garden and being open-hearted and loving, okay? Being innocent. Just for a moment, joy. And there's definitely, again, the Shokurai energy here and the snail to take it slow. Alright, because when you get in that high energy, it's draining. You know, there's a lot of it right now, like you might be feeling it just from my read, because there's a lot of high energy coming in during my read. So here we have the second card is 52, is the Ancient Ones. 52 came up in the read as well, from Mother Mary as the Queen of Swords. But here it's coming up as the Ancient Ones, okay? It's another 7. And it's very blue and green. It's emphasizing, again, it was just 44 again, 107, 44, okay? It's emphasizing the blue-green from the heart coming up, not the heart coming down. Don't, like, you want to err on the side of the green-blue, not the green-yellow, okay? And this is allowing the light, this is getting light, shining your, this is not about just shining your light. Here, in this Ancient Ones, I'm getting about receiving lights, all the downloads that are coming in right now. To open yourself up wide to receive all of the energy and the codes that are coming in right now. And then this card is very similar. They're all about, wow, check this out, you guys. Unbelievable. Emeralds, sapphires, and rubies. And look at the 3 cards. All right. Sorry about the light there. All right. All the women are facing the same way and doing the same thing, basically. You know, there's only the green one is the child because they have their arms up in the air. How cool is that? And the green has the purple with it too, because that's so pure. Which is, for me, my standard lights that I see when I meditate are the green and the purple together, like that. But there's magenta there too. She's got them all. She's got the emerald, the magenta, the gold, and the indigo. So there's a little bit of purple in there. And the other ones are more of the throat chakra blue. But there's blues and greens. And then the other one is more the magentas to purples. I mean, it's really beautiful. It's so feminine. But it's like literally saying, open up. This is not about you shining your light. It's about allowing them to shine their light on you. Receive the gifts. Allow the gifts to come to you now. And I'm going to read you all three of these. And I love this because the Earth Angel, the bottom of the deck card, it incorporates everything you just saw. This is her opening up with all the colors. Okay? How beautiful is that? All right, we have 60, 52, and 46. So I didn't say 60 is the riding the cosmic wave. And that's the 6 of love with God, with Source behind it. Motherly love. The Queen of Swords, which was Mother Mary, and the other deck was 52, the Queen of Swords, and then the children, 46, is also the twins. All right, so I'm going to start with 46. We'll just go up by the numbers. Sorry, this is getting longer than I thought it was going to be. That's okay. That's 11030. That's the union energy. It's the 4 of Wands and the 1 of the Magician, the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, and it was just 38 and 39, which is the we just saw the union, which was 30, and then we just saw 37, 38, 39, which is the King, Queen, and Knight of Cups. And I keep burping, so it's releasing stuff. 46, just for a moment, joy. What we feel and express, what we choose at any given time, is our offering to the divine cosmic matrix. It germinates and is reflected back to us as manifestation in this material reality. Can you choose to gentle your heart, to let it be open to light and to life, even if it's just for a moment? If you're in the midst of darkness, of deep suffering, can you find, even for just one moment, the joy of existence underneath it? It is a wild ride, this life. Every time you open your arms in yes, it's just 11122. 11122. Yes, the universe responds in kind. This oracle brings you a message. In this moment, trust there is joy waiting to be felt and found, no matter how hard it may be to believe right now. Let go of your attachment to the apparent problems at hand, as court issues, political issues, health issues, as much as you can, and you'll be allowing yourself to let the divine take over and sort out what needs to happen here. There is help awaiting your invitation always. Why not let it in? And let joy in too. So this is all about receiving. You're being offered divine support to live a less guarded existence, to dissemble yourself a little or a lot and let your true nature out, which is joy. Okay? So let it bubble to the surface without rhyme or reason, other than just because it lives. And it was just 11222. Love is magic, like a balmy breeze on a winter night. It feels so good, you want it to last forever. And love is magic because we make it so, by opening to the pleasure of being alive and sharing the joy we feel. And when we're not looking, the night may warm again. Okay? So as we're working through the winter toward the spring, we're going through the pain and into the joy. Okay? The peace after the storm. All right. So the second one is 54, no, not 54, 52, the Ancient Ones. All right, so the Ancient One says, your spiritual growth is now acknowledged and witnessed by the heavenly ones that see beyond time and space into the reality of your soul. Do not lose heart if your spirituality is not fully acknowledged, understood, which is 44 again. 13 and 44, which is the portal energy of the masters, as they're talking to you. Appreciated by those around you in the physical world as yet. Though they may love you, it is most likely that their vision is still bound by time and space, and they cannot see into the very real gains that you've made in the subtle worlds, where all true spiritual growth begins. So the Ancient Ones reach out to you and bring this message. We see you. That's 44 again. It was just 11344. We see you, beloved. I swear that was happened already. We honor your growth. It is real, it is palpable, and soon it will manifest fully in the physical world with breathtaking beauty. We honor your light, and namaste. This oracle brings guidance that you have taken a leap in personal growth. If you're still testing it in the physical world, trying to translate your inner changes into outer experiences, take heed. It's only a matter of time before you see reflected back to you in your physical world what you have become within. And you'll see it mirrored back to you in the eyes of those around you in sacred relationship too. And the poem reads, here's wishing you some sunshine the day after the rain. Here's a hug of understanding when life seems filled with pain. Here's knowing that emotions like wind, it was just 114.33, so, and now it was just 114.440. Okay, and 444, 11444, it goes on. Okay. Here's knowing that emotions like wind blows many ways. And of course will seem more certain with the dawn of each new day. So the more you practice your cycles of light, the more you understand it, the more you master it. Okay? So it's the your master's acknowledging you as a master, like to acknowledge yourself. 60. 60 is riding the cosmic wave. You can be carried further by the cosmic wave than by your own efforts. Okay, this is when you can let go and take the ride, when you go down the water slide. Where you're going cannot be attained by effort. The effort, the discipline, prepares us for the leap, but after the leap, we are no longer sustained by our efforts, but by forces greater than us, the forces of love itself. You are stepping towards the edge, the slide, the conflict, the tower. Prepare to leap and let the cosmic wave of love carry you forward. You shall be moved through grace into the new world awaiting you. From the calm before the storm, through the storm, into the peace after the storm. This oracle brings you a message. There is a time to work hard and a time to allow the fruits of one's labor to manifest, when one may be carried by forces set in motion, by the energy of life itself. You can let go and move further, reach farther, and with less effort, and Spirit's strongly connecting with me. Now is the time to give yourself permission to stop paddling and instead just ride the wave. Give in, let go, and be moved. Okay, so it's really about the water slide, you know. You did the climb already. Now just walk around the railing, come to the top and sit down. Let it take you, and then you get to the afterward, the calm, the peaceful place. The poem reads, your spirit flies like the wind warms, like the sun, and watches like the sky. How wise the earth, waiting for the moment to be touched. Okay? Really beautiful. It was just 011700. There you go for your star and your magician and your wheel of fortune and your justice. All that stuff is all unfolding and coming to fruition. All right, you guys, I think that's enough for you today. Drink your water, rise and be loved. Have an amazing one, you guys. Bye.